It's Thursday, April 11th. That means it's time for your BTC Fishing Weekend Forecast. Okay, this week's fishing report. The water temperature is finally hitting the low 70s, where it should be this time of year, and the fish are starting to respond to that. The white trout, the ground mullet have all showed up in the bays, whether with whichever end of the coast you're on, and they're showing up in numbers. So you're able to put together a really good box, bait fishing on the bottom around the oyster reefs or rock jetties or any of the structure, and being able to put together a good box of white trout, ground mullet with some other things mixed in. The speckled trout have been showing up in better numbers with more keepers mixed in, so that's a really good sign. Everything's starting to respond to the increase in water temperature. Now today is the day we've been waiting for a while, and that's the closure of the Bond Carry spillway. Supposedly they're supposed to wrap that up today, and we're going to get this thing closed, and our water will slowly continue to get better. It's already started to get better, and it's just going to continue to do that. We're expecting to see a good spring run of trout soon, whether you fish the edges of the Louisiana Marsh. Cat Island starting to get better, Ship Island, Horn Island, everything's starting to shape up for the spring. We're actually starting to see a few speckled trout have roe in them, so everything's on course for what we're looking for. The one surprise this spring that I think everybody's happy about has been the flounder numbers. The last couple years, the flounder numbers just haven't been there. We've kind of we were a little worried there for a minute, honestly, but this year we're catching a lot more flounder, and that's all down the coast from Biloxi to Bay St. Louis. If you've got some flounder holes that you've given up on in the last 2 years, you might want to try them here in the next week or two, because there's been a surprising number of good flounder being caught. You're not going to hear me complain. Now, as far as targeting flounder, I prefer an artificial, a plastic. My go-to on flounder is a little slick. You can get those at Sea to Swamp, by the way. A little slick on a jig head and drag that slowly across the bottom. I like to tip it with a piece of shrimp or something else and target those flounders. But you can't catch them while you're catching white trout, ground mullet, sheephead. You'll also get a flounder here or there mixed in. So there's the fishing report for the week. I expect more of the same throughout the weekend. Let's talk about the weekend, though. We're expecting more severe weather. I know, I'm sorry to be the one to tell you every Thursday, but it's been nice all week, fishable all week, and then come Saturday, everything just turns to garbage. So we're looking at the possibility of some severe weather moving in Saturday into Sunday. So if you see a break in the weather and you're gonna try to sneak out, just be aware of that. Don't get caught places you shouldn't be. Play it safe, and remember, on the other side of that though too is, I would never bet the house on a forecast from a meteorologist this time of year. Okay, they really struggle to forecast these fronts and this weather. This spring weather is so volatile that they really struggle to get it right. So if that stuff could push back to Sunday, and Saturday could be gorgeous, I can't tell you how many times I think a day is going to be a wash and wake up and it's beautiful. Or I think a day is going to be really nice and I wake up and it seems like it's partly scattered hurricanes outside. So just play it by ear, stay safe, and don't give up on it just yet. Now, don't forget to subscribe to the videos at the bottom so that you don't miss any more of the forecast, but also leave us some comments. Y'all don't mind the bulldozer going around Pass Harbor. I guess he knew I was filming something. But don't forget to leave us some comments if there's something you want to know about. I get more questions this week, thanks man, about the cobia, and they're starting to show up on the Florida Panhandle, so give that about 2 more weeks and they should start showing up around Horn Island and Chandelier and all the places we like to fish them in the spring. But if you want to know about something else that I'm not mentioning, just drop a line and we'll add it to the report. Or if you'd like to see a video addressing how we rig tackle or some other things, let me know and we'll put up some videos in addition to these Thursday forecasts. That's what we're here for. That's what this whole thing, this whole experiment is all about, is to get y'all some information from the guides, how we do things, how we fish, where we've been fishing, what we've been catching, but it's all about getting that information to y'all. So that'll wrap it up for this week, but I want to let y'all know this week's episode was made possible by Pass Marine Repair LLC. And you can reach Cameron at 304-2971. Pass Marine, they take care of all my outboards and most of the other guides down here at the dock, and it's spring. So if you've been putting off your annual service, you don't want to be the guy that backs your boat into the slip to launch and it doesn't crank or it doesn't run, or you got to put it right back on the trailer and you're eating up the slip. Don't be that guy. Your fishing time is too valuable to skip on spring maintenance. So go ahead and get everything done now, maybe while this weather's still a little volatile, so that you're ready to roll for the season. Thank you. See you next week.